your box.
Hi, Fiends. Thanks for joining me on DonnaJean's Coffee House of Horror. I have an exciting segment for you today. I have 3 guests. I have Jesse L. Green, who is an indie actor and so much more than that. I have Captain Mango, who you will probably recognize, and if you don't, you will. And Captain Mango will also be at Monster Mania in Oaks, Pennsylvania, November the 12th. And then I'm going to have Captain D Capitate, who is a manager of some folks in professional wrestling. Join me. Captain Mango, thank you so much for joining us today.
It's so good to see you again, Donna. Are we at a convention? I think every time I've ever seen you in my life has been at a convention somewhere. This is
yes.
We got to stop meeting like this, you know.
Well, we're going to be meeting at a convention again soon. You're going to be at Monster Mania on
November 12th in Oaks, Pennsylvania. I'll be there. I can only make it one day this weekend, but that's the story of being a busy pirate.
That's for sure. So if any of you folks out there see Captain Mango wandering around in Oaks, Pennsylvania at Monster Mania, make sure that you say hello to him.
And get a picture. Make sure you get a picture. Donna does. She must have
so many pictures.
She must have at least 1,200 pictures of her.
I do.
And I'm sure on November 12th in Oaks, Pennsylvania, she's going to get the 12,000 first picture together. So don't feel bad coming up. I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice guy. If you see any other pirates ever hanging around, watch out for them. There's one in particular that's coming up at the end of the show that I don't like.
Yeah, I was a bit dubious after I invited him based on everything that you said, but I'll just have to hold my breath and get through it.
I'm surprised he agreed to it because he doesn't like doing interviews. So just prepare, Donna. Prepare.
Well, fortunately, I have the best one first. So
that's right. That's right. The guy coming up next, he's okay, but you know, I don't think he can act. That's just my opinion. I don't think he can act.
Now, speaking of acting, you have a story and a half about how Captain Mango came into being. Do you want to share that?
Sure. It was probably 17, 18 years ago. I've been a Jimmy Buffett fan since about 85. I think the first time I went to see him, he was an opening act for James Taylor. Still had the long blonde hair. So I've been going to see him for a long time. And the tailgating is epic at Buffett concerts. And so I decided I wanted to be a pirate, and I didn't want a Halloween costume. I wanted to be an authentic pirate. So it took me several years to get the outfit together, and it's still evolving. Every time I go to a rent fair or something pirate related, I see something and go, that's going to look good on me, and I buy it. So the costume kind of stays the same, but it's always evolving. And so that's how I got into it. And my goal back then was to be on the big screen at a Jimmy Buffett concert. And I've been on the big screen so many times, I can't count. And I've met most of the coral reefers. Never met Jimmy yet, but hopefully someday, because I just like to thank him for what this, what his music and lifestyle has opened up for me. It's created a whole genre of characters, and everything that's happening in my life today started because of Jimmy Buffett's music. And but my bigger story than that is I went to a concert probably 5 years ago now. It's with COVID, it's tough to you know, that year and a half off. It's like, was it 5 years ago or was it 3 years ago? No, we were off for a year. So it was about 5 years ago, I think. I go to a Buffett concert, and in the tailgating, some of the people were saying, "Are you coming back to see Kenny Chesney?" And I said, "Well, you know what? I like his music, but I'm not sure." And they go, "Yeah, come back. You'll have fun." And I went back. It was like a month later. I went back, and back then it was still a lot of cowboy boots and cowboy hats. But nowadays, you can't tell the difference between a Jimmy Buffett tailgating and a Kenny Chesney tailgating.
Uh-huh.
So anyhow, I go to the concert. I'm in like the fifth row. I knew Kenny saw me as soon as they dropped the curtain. He goes over to his guitar player, points at me, and I'm like, that was worth the price of admission right there.
Right.
About halfway through the concert, I get a tap on the shoulder, and it's a security guard that I knew from going to Nissan. And he was saying, "Come with me." And I said, "What did I do?" And he goes, "Just come with me." We're walking up the aisle, and he says, "You're not going to believe this, but I'm working backstage tonight, and Kenny wants you up on stage." So he takes me back through the tractor trailers. I come up on stage. I'm standing there. They say, "Okay, he wants you out there." I walk out. I don't know what to do, so I just walk out and spread my arms, and it's amazing. That place might seat 30, 35,000 people, maybe. You walk out there and you just see people, and it's all you see is a mass of heads out there. And so I go out, and in all honesty, I can't tell you what was said, what happened. I had a cousin in the audience, and she said that I did fine. I just left a little too soon, and I think that was because of my mind. I kept telling myself, don't overstay your welcome here. Don't grab a hold of his leg and say, "I'm not getting off stage now," And so she said, we were in the middle of a conversation. I just turn around and walk off. But that was the first time I've actually been on stage 4 times now. Another time he got me up actually out on stage. That was a whole lot better experience because I knew what to experience, and that was fun. In fact, we're standing there and we're talking, and we have arm up on each other's shoulder, and they must have told him in his ear to turn around because he goes, "Jesse, we need to turn around." When we turn around, it was just Kenny Chesney's head and my head on the big screen TV. Wow. Well, maybe now that Captain D Capitate is going to be in a movie coming up. I'll get to that in a second. That was the biggest I've ever seen my head in my life. My head must have been 30 feet tall, And I got pictures that some people took, and I'm standing there going. So that was the second time, and 2 other times. One time he got me up, and he had the people from NSR Radio, No Shoes Radio, interview me, and I've done that interview, and then I've done 2 promos for MSR Radio, and then the other time he just saw me and got me up, and I got to watch the concert from the side of the stage. But I look on it, I've got thousands of dollars in this outfit, but just that experience alone is priceless. Yeah. I don't think there's a price you can pay to get on stage with Kenny Chesney. That's.
And just because you are who you are and you were invited up.
Right.
What an awesome and amazing thing.
I went to the after concert party the first time, and some of his band members came up to me and said, "You're the first." Now he's gotten people like Peyton Manning and the coach for the New Orleans Saints. He's gotten them up on stage because he's friends with them, but they are somebody. But they told me he was the first. And I think so far I am the only adult that he's ever gotten up out of the crowd on stage with. He'll get kids up just about every concert and give them a signed guitar. But they said I was the only adult that he's ever gotten up on stage from the audience. So, and Kenny's just a hell of a nice guy. He's just, he's just like you and I. He just does a little bit different job for a living and makes a little bit more money than I do. Just a little. it goes back and forth year after year, but he's just a super guy.
That is just fantastic. That is awesome.
Yeah, it's one of the best experiences I've ever had, and believe me, Captain Mango has had some wild experiences in his life, but nothing compares to being on stage with Kenny Chesney in front of 35,000 people. I mean, that's a lot of people.
Now, if anybody wants to meet you, the way that they could go about that is such as Monster Mania. You attend conventions and other types of events. Do you have anywhere that people could follow how they could meet you, where you might be?
Well, the best way is to the guy coming up. We all kind of fall in footstep behind him. So I'm on. He's on Facebook, Jesse Green. I did have a page, Captain Mango, but I got shut out of my accounts sometime back. They weren't hacked. I just all of a sudden no passwords worked, and so that's the best way. Just go through Jesse, and he'll know where I'm at. But conventions is about. Although I do have a movie coming out. It's been out. Milk vs. Zombies. That was my first venture, Captain Mango's first venture. I looked a whole lot different because I played a zombie. But
zombie pirate.
I was a zombie pirate, yeah. But that's what started movie career, and what can I say? I don't know what's gonna happen. Don't know what's gonna happen next. I had a short-lived internet radio show called Captain Mango's Trop Rock Bay, but the company that was hosting that decided they didn't want to be in the radio business anymore. So I'm looking for somebody out there to pick up the show.
All right. So if anybody out there wants to pick up this show for Captain Mango, get in touch with Jesse Green, Jesse L. Green.
Jesse L. Green.
I'm afraid, so sorry that we are out of time. And I am going to bring on Jesse. Thank you so much, Captain Mango. I look forward to seeing you at Monster Mania.
I'll see you there, and you'll find Jesse he's a pretty good guy. The last guy, get ready, Donna.
Take care, Captain.
Sure.
Bye. Hi, Jesse. Welcome.
How you doing, Donna?
I'm doing
good to be with you.
So, how are you on this almost a November day?
Oh, doing fine. I'm going to take a little rest and go to Florida for a few days. So I'm anxious for that.
Yes, at least here in the somewhat east, we're getting some autumn, so that would be nice.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, in Florida, we don't have any. We got constant. We got kind of spring and autumn, but we don't see it. Palm trees don't change color.
But you guys have alligators too, so it's not a bad trade.
Yeah.
It's nice to have you following Captain Mango. What a nice guy he is.
Oh yeah, he seems like a nice guy. The guy coming up here after me, I've run into him a couple times, and have fun, Donna. He's not a nice guy.
I will consider myself warned. So Jesse, how did you get involved with acting?
Oh, gee. I started out, I did a photo shoot with an actress from DC, and she said, you need to be in the movies. And so she got me a one-day walk-on for a movie called Milfs vs. Zombies. Oh. And I ended up and shot 10 weekends on that movie as 10 different zombies. And then it all took off. It all took off from there. A lot of the movies I've done have been horror-based movies. Here in the last couple of years, I've tried to get not completely away, but tried to get away from just a horror genre, but just to see if I really can act.
So what have you found?
Well, working on a movie now called Anna Key. We had to take a little hiatus from that because of the which you just talked about, the changing of the colors. You got to watch out when you're shooting outside shots and cabin shots.
Ah.
And this is honestly one of my first full. I'm one of the co-stars of the movie. Myself and a actress from Chicago named Abigail Hendricks, and she just graduated from DePaul acting school, whatever it's called. And oh man, what an actress! And I think she has made me a much better actor. And I've seen some of the rough edits, and to me it looks like a Hollywood movie. And the nice thing about this is the movie was my part was kind of written for me. And so going into this, it was my question was, first, can I act? And second, can I act being me? And I tell you, the edits that I've seen, don't want to pat myself on the back, but I think the answer is yes. Because they look like Hollywood scenes out of a movie. Like I said, I have to credit Abigail with a lot of that, because she worked with me on Zoom, going over the lines and what reactions we were going to give and all that. And it just seems natural and set with her.
And I did an interview with Matt L. Anderson a little while back about Anarchy, and it really sounds like a really beautiful movie, kind of a coming of age sort of. Yeah, it's kind of film.
Yeah, there's all kinds of relationships. In the movie, there's to be almost 40 years between Abigail and I in the movie. And we have a relationship, and there's female relationships. There's different racial relationships, and I think the premise that people are going to come out of this movie is that, bottom line, love is love. It doesn't matter what the two people are. Love is love, and you can't fight it. I honestly never thought at 71 years old I'd be involved in a romantic drama opposite a 24-year-old now. By the time this airs, 24 years old. But it works. It works. And it's the screenplay. The screenplay has already won out of 10 film festivals it's been submitted to, and that's been judged. We won 9, and the other one we got an honorable mention. So we know the screenplay is good. I've seen the edited version of the scenes, and I think we got a winner here. I mean, the buzzword among us is how much money we're going to spend to get to Sundance when it shows out there.
I was actually going to ask.
Thinking, but it's that good of a movie.
I was going to ask if there's a possibility of it making the film festival route.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna do that when it's completed. But we have to wait until now. It's looking like the end of March, beginning of April to start production up again. And I hate that, but it's the movie making business, because a lot can happen in 7 months. But we're down to 5 months now, so we'll keep our fingers crossed. Everybody stays healthy, and we can pick right up where we left off. I think we will. I think we will, because a lot of good actors and actresses in this movie. But Abigail is carrying this movie. So
well, it's very
I think I think it's probably a little late in my career to have a movie of this caliber help me in my acting career. Might give me a little bit better roles, maybe acting roles instead of just slasher roles. But I'm hoping this is a jump start for her acting career. So,
well, you never know what can happen in the filming career. So I'm hoping to be able to see you or hear about you at some of these film festivals. What are some of the other of your slasher roles that you've been in?
Well, the my first starring role was a movie called Killer Campout. I played a killer named Gene Blackwell. He was a cannibal mountain man.
Ah,
And that was my very first starring role. That was several years ago. There was a movie, Killer Campout 2, which I wasn't picked up as the killer, but that happens in a lot of
yeah.
lot of horror movies. I was pretty much killed at the end of the movie, so it's not a surprise I didn't come back. But you know how that's in horror, that's not a guaranteed end.
Oh, you know how many Jasons there have been?
Well, right, and at the end of every movie, you think he's done, and he comes back. So the option was there. It just didn't. The stars didn't align for that. So that was my first, and now I'm waiting for KOA to come out, Killed on Arrival,
Mhm.
and that's I'm actually one of my characters in that movie,
Mhm.
and just filmed my scenes for Heavy Duty Man. I don't know if that's been it's been announced on the internet that it's
Yeah.
up in production again. Oh, Talons of the Phoenix, that was a World War II drama I was involved in. A movie called Brides, the movie, waiting to come out. Serious Profession, waiting to come out. So
I'm
I got
anxious for Serious Profession. I did an interview with some of the cast and crew with that one, and that's really looking like a fun
yeah,
film.
I didn't have a real big part in that movie, but my death scene was pretty epic. So
Couldn't ask for anything more.
I've had some great death scenes in movies, and I guess I don't know how everybody else's career goes, but you start out being killed in movies, and then you progress up to you become the killer. But every once in a while, I still get killed. Oh, and I got two other movies coming up. Little Red Rosie, where I play a character named Calvin, and he's probably one of the most deplorable, despicable characters I've ever read. And I'm anxious to bring Calvin to life. And he ends up a pretty rough death too. Well, I shouldn't give that away. No, he may not die. I'm sorry. But
No spoilers.
yeah. I just gave away a spoiler, but when you see a horror movie,
Right.
that probably 90% of the people there aren't going to be there at the end of the movie. That's
Exactly.
kind of a given. That's kind of a given. So yeah. And then I got another movie called The Intruder. I played the intruder. So it's been an exciting career. I had no idea that this was going to be here later in life for me, but man, I'm glad it happened because it's so much fun.
Well, I'm afraid since we are limited time, since I have one more guest, and I think I need to really be prepared for him.
You don't need to give him much time. He'll piss you off in a matter of 2 minutes. So,
Thank you so much, Jesse.
Oh, thank you.
I look forward to seeing you at one of the premieres of one of these films. Thank you.
Just be there, and I'll be there. Thanks a lot, Donna.
Thank you. And now I have my final guest of the day. Thank you so much, Captain D Capitate, for joining us.
Why am I the final guest on here, Donna? I should have been the number one guest before you had that poser, Captain Mango, and that wannabe actor, whatever his name is. How come I'm third? I don't like that. Switch this up somehow.
I'll talk to my editor and see what he can do, but I can't make any promises.
Editor, you better listen to what she has to say.
So,
okay.
Captain D Capitate, what does the D stand for?
Dwayne.
Okay.
Captain Dwayne Capitate. If you have to know, that's one of the stupidest questions I've ever had asked me. In fact, that was the stupidest. You get an award. You get an award.
Well, I guess I'll just continue to call you Captain then, and
you can call me Captain D Capitate, but I don't want the word to get out to anybody. This is between you and I, that my name is that word.
Okay.
I hate that almost as much as the stupid, ignorant wrestling fans everywhere I go want to call me Captain Crunch. And I hate that. Do I look like Captain Crunch?
Not at all.
That's
Not
right.
at all, sir.
But wrestling fans are so stupid.
Now, who are some of the people that you manage? Would you want to share some of that?
That's probably none of your business.
You're
not a wrestling fan. I can tell. I can just tell by looking at you. You're not a wrestling fan. You have probably never been to a wrestling show in your whole life. So if I told you I managed Hulk Hogan, you go, "Oh, that's nice," because you just don't know. So I'm not gonna tell you. You just have to come to a show and find out. Huh.
Now I understand, moving right along, that you are going to be in your first movie, or your first movie coming out soon. Would you like to talk about that?
Sure, that I'll talk about. Donna. Yes, I shot a movie as Captain D Capitate, and I kill somebody with this hook. Some modern person decided to build a campground on my old camping site along a river. And I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. So I take a vengeance on him. And I kill this person. I chase her down and I slice her throat.
Now that is just a movie, though.
It was fun. It was fun. But
Really?
that's coming out. The movie is called KOA, Killed on Arrival. See how that works, Donna? KOA, Killed on Arrival.
But that's just a movie. I mean, you wouldn't really kill somebody for camping out.
I'm not going to answer that on grounds that it might incriminate me. I am a pirate. And if somebody gets in the way between me and the ultimate booty,
You do really have a strong resemblance to Captain Mango. Why is that?
Quartermaster Sage, didn't you give her a copy of the questions that I would answer? You did. You know what, Donna? That wasn't one of the questions that I approved for this interview. So you know what, Donna? I don't know how long we've been on here. 6 minutes, 20 minutes. I don't freaking care, because this interview is over.
Hey out there. Thank you for joining me, and
can't believe this.
For this,
that stupid freaking question. I told you. I'm out of here. Get out of my way.
November 13th. And I'll be there the 11th through the 13th. See ya.